All right, good evening and welcome to Evaluation Talk TV. I'm your host, Tim Kitchen, and I'm going to be taking through this exciting break. Take two. Hi, and welcome to our version. Cut. I have to run with it once we get going here. All right, take three. Hi, and welcome to Evaluation TV. I'm your host, Tim Kitchen, and I'm going to be taking through this next little bit on this week's exciting developments in evaluation. This week we're going to be looking at the high school redesign and professional learning communities that was evaluated in the Austin Independent School District back in 2007-2008. Now, to give our viewers a little bit of background, the Office of Redesign staff worked with members of the Office of the Curriculum and Instruction, and they were trying to support development of professional learning communities, or PLCs. Now, this happened on each of the high school campuses in the Austin Independent School District. The main objective was for the PLCs in the year 2007-2008 to provide a forum for teachers, administrators, and coaches to work collaboratively on an ongoing basis to improve the quality of teacher instruction and student learning in classroom. Now, what could be wrong with a goal like that? Sounds pretty good. So what we're going to do now is open it up to our viewers out there and see if anyone has any questions about this evaluation that was done. Let's see what we've got out there in our viewing land. Okay, well, while we're waiting, let's talk about, oh, look at that. We have our first question. Let's have a look. And we've got a question, and the question was, did the evaluation contain all the necessary component sections of the final evaluation report? That's a great question. Coming from Tim Kitchen, it looks like. Yes, great question, Tim. Well, what we should do maybe is just have a quick look at a table that we produced earlier. Now, if we look at what Bulmus and Dutwin has said, they've used a summary, and in the professional learning communities, they use something called an executive summary, very similar. They both talked about a purpose of evaluation. There was some background information was the suggestion here, and evaluation questions, somewhat similar, a little bit different. Description of evaluation. They have the data collection and analysis. Results and evaluation results, pretty parallel. Discussion and results, again, pretty close. And conclusion and recommendation, which seems to be an important part of any evaluation. So as we can see, they did quite well here. So let's head back and see if we maybe have some more questions out there. Keep those questions coming in out there for people who are standing by and watching. It's great to hear from you out in evaluation land. And if you have any other questions, please let us know. All right. Now, while we're waiting, I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone in the class who's been participating in our discussion this week. There's been some great discussion around future jobs and evaluation for people. Now let's look. Looks like we've got another question that's come up here. And this question is, evaluation methodology, was it sound or questionable? Now, going through this evaluation, I'd have to say that yes, it was definitely quite sound. It was logically laid out, had data, both quantitative and qualitative data, throughout the evaluation report, and made some very solid recommendations that we'll look at later. So again, great question. Thank you very much. I'm guessing there's probably some more questions coming in as we wait here and see what people have to say. And yes, look at that. We've got another question coming in. And the next question was readability. Was it easy to read, follow, and understand? So again, if we have a look at the evaluation, let's just quickly move over to that. Excuse me, a little bit of a cold coming, I think. All right, here is the actual document that we are discussing, the High School Redesign Professional Learning Communities. You can see very professional cover. Things are well laid out, easy to read. There is a table of contents which helps us to navigate quickly and easily to all sections of the report. So I think yes, definitely was well laid out, easy to follow. Fantastic question. All right, and that was another great question. And I believe that might have been posted by Tim Kitchen. So well done, Tim Kitchen. Seem to have all the good questions tonight. All right. So we'll see what else our viewers have to say and what sort of things we're thinking out there in evaluation land. All right. Okay, we do have another question that's come in, and this question is, was there anything that you were surprised by? I guess the focus of the evaluation was formative, so the fact that there wasn't a kind of finale to it was a little bit surprising, but it was pointed out in the evaluation that this was the first year and that it was designed to inform PLC work going forward. So everyone that was involved in this evaluation also had their doctorate, so that was quite impressive in terms of what kind of qualifications were out there. So those two things were quite surprising. So excellent. Another great question. Thank you very much. Okay, we are starting to come to the end of our time, but we do have time for maybe a couple more questions. Let's just see what if there's anyone else out there with questions. Okay. And I believe we do have another question coming through right now. Yes. Okay. And this question is, oh, let's ask a new question. I see. Don't think we do have a new question coming in just yet. So I guess everyone out there is fairly excited about doing their own final evaluation, and that's probably why you've tuned in to find out more about the evaluation process on Evaluation Talk TV. So again, welcome. Glad to have you out there. And let's see if there are any more questions to come in tonight. Okay, looks like we've got another question coming in. And did you learn something new about doing evaluation reports? Okay, that's a great question. So there was a great deal of qualitative feedback. So there was hard data as well, but also a reasonable amount of qualitative data. So I was surprised at the level of qualitative data, and that is a highly valuable part to inform the evaluation process. So that's something that was new to me, even with my years of experience here at Evaluation Talk Live. So thanks again for another great question. And I think we probably have time for one more question tonight. Now let's see if there's anything else out there that burning questions that our viewers are interested in. Okay. Okay, and we do have one final question, and let's bring that one up. And that question was, are there suggestions that you would make to make the evaluation better? Well, that's a great question. And that's always what we're looking for and striving for in evaluation, is to make the process better. So I guess they could have done a little bit better job of isolating specific information from each school. As this was designed as a formative evaluation to inform the following year, it would have been good to have really specific recommendations for each of the schools to be involved. A lot of the things seem to be a little bit more generic, not specific for each school to inform what they're going to do going forward the following year. A lot of the comments quoted were bordering on the anecdotal side instead of quantitative feedback. And it did make for very interesting reading, but it did little to recommend a direction forward for the following year. So I think more specific feedback for each individual school would be good. Didn't really get a feeling if I was in one specific school, what would we need to do for our PLC to move things forward. So sometimes in evaluation we take ourselves possibly a little bit too seriously, so probably good to just end on a little bit more of a fun note. So I'll be seeing you a little bit later from the sunny shores of Calgary, Alberta. Goodbye, so long, and farewell. Have yourself a great week of evaluation, and good luck on your projects. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. Farewell.